Well, it is a super Sunday in Karnataka ahead of elections. Parties are campaigning full throttle with just 10 days to go for the mega polls in Karnataka. Prime Minister Modi's campaign this afternoon started in Kolar with 3 public meetings scheduled in total for the day. After Kolar, he addressed a rally in Channapatna and is now headed to Vellore. He will also hold a massive roadshow in Mysore in the evening. Close to 5:30 p.m. is when that big roadshow on part of the Prime Minister is expected before he leaves Karnataka. In his second day of his 9th visit to the state so far, the Prime Minister says Karnataka needs a double-engine sarkar, slamming the Congress for its charge of corruption.
लेकिन उन्होंने अपनी गारंटी को ठंडे बत्ते में डाल दिया। उन्होंने अपना वादा पूरा नहीं किया। आजकल कांग्रेस ने फिर अपनी झूठी गारंटी का बंडल निकाल लिया है। जैसे आपने केंद्र में तेज गति वाला इंजन लगा रखा है, तो कर्नाटका में भी वैसा ही इंजन बने रहना जरूरी है। कांग्रेस का कमजोर और आउटडेटेड इंजन कभी कर्नाटका का विकास नहीं कर सकता।
Remember, in the latest, the BJP has not let go of the snake poisonous charge that has been levelled by Mallikarjun Kharge. The Prime Minister also hit out at the Congress party, a witty response retort that came in from the Prime Minister himself. Listen in.
मेरी तुलना ये लोग सांप से कर रहे हैं और जनता से वोट मांग रहे हैं, लेकिन भाइयों बहनों, सांप तो भगवान शंकर के गले की शोभा है। और मेरे लिए देश की जनता ईश्वर का रूप है, शिव का ही स्वरूप है। इसलिए ईश्वर रूपी जनता के गले का सांप होना भी मुझे स्वीकार है।
You heard it from the Prime Minister, and in fact several other rallies slated for the Prime Minister along with the roadshow that's going to take place close to 5:30 p.m. Madhav and Imran continue to get us non-stop details trickling in from poll-bound Karnataka. It indeed is a very interesting battleground. The players in place, Madhav, as we speak. The Prime Minister holding non-stop rallies, a mega roadshow lined up this evening as well, but he's leaving no stone unturned in taking on his rivals.
Well, absolutely, and very interestingly, he has responded to Mallikarjun Kharge. And while yesterday during the campaign trail, he had said that Congress has abused me 91 times, every time they have been demolished, and clearly, of course, taking the fight back, responding to that snake barb of Mallikarjun Kharge. Kharge, of course, has clarified, apologized on his comment earlier, but clearly he given enough ammunition to the BJP, and particularly in this case the Prime Minister, to respond. Today, with the Prime Minister coming out to say that the snake is the adornment of Lord Shiva's neck, and that I consider the public to be no less than God, no less than the Lord, and I bow down before them to serve them. Clearly the Prime Minister has managed to spin around the narrative along the snake jibe that Mallikarjun Kharge had hurled at him. And one will have to see, of course, how this issue pans out, but clearly the issue of Gali politics clearly seems to be something that is likely to dominate this entire Karnataka election campaign, for which there are barely about little less than about 12 days left in terms of the actual campaign to take place. So very interesting set of developments over there. At the same time, the Prime Minister today focusing on the old Mysore region. He started the day in Kolar, he then went on to Channapatna. You heard him speak in Hassan as well. He's landed there, and after that at around 5:45 is when he touches down here in Mysore for a roadshow that's expected to last about 45 minutes to an hour. It's a 4-kilometer long roadshow. So the Prime Minister really trying to bolster the BJP's prospects in the old Mysore region, a region in Karnataka southern part where BJP has received very limited success in the past and certainly needs to boost its prospects, boost its performance if it has to form the government on its own here in Karnataka.
All right, thank you for that, Madhav. Let me quickly take in a word from Imran as well. What else is slated for the Prime Minister today, Imran?
Well, as Madhav was explaining, our Prime Minister has scheduled his hectic schedule today. Earlier, he started off with Kolar, and after that, he went to the Channapatna, where former Chief Minister Kumaraswamy is contesting from there. And after that, he'll be going to Vellore, where he'll be again addressing a mammoth public program. And 5:50, he'll be here in Mysore for a mega roadshow. We saw how thousands of people had lined up yesterday to see the Prime Minister in Bengaluru. Now, in Mysore, the historical city of its quite relevance also for BJP is trying to make inroads in the Mysore old Mysore region, and it is a very significant rally for the Prime Minister, especially for the three assembly constituencies in Mysore, where the BJP is having a tough fight with Congress on many fronts. So this is a very important roadshow for BJP, and the state party is not leaving no stone unturned to make it a grand success.
All right. Thank you for that, Imran. Well, lots of reactions coming in. In the meanwhile, let's quickly talk about how, as far as the Prime Minister's roadshows are concerned, the mega rallies that have been playing out. We've seen two already take place in the poll-bound state of Karnataka. Another one shortly will be witnessed. We'll cut across to those live visuals as well. And later today, 5:30 p.m. is when we're expecting the roadshow as well, which will be held by the Prime Minister. Times Now continues to track that very, very closely.
मेरी तुलना ये लोग सांप से कर रहे हैं और जनता से वोट मांग रहे हैं, लेकिन भाइयों बहनों, सांप तो भगवान शंकर के गले की शोभा है। और मेरे लिए देश की जनता ईश्वर का रूप है, शिव का ही स्वरूप है। इसलिए ईश्वर रूपी जनता के गले का सांप होना भी मुझे स्वीकार है।
Madhav, when we talk about the latest witty retort coming in from the Prime Minister, essentially responding to what was said by Mallikarjun Kharge, it was of course followed by a series of clarifications on part of Mallikarjun Kharge himself, along with several in the Congress party. But the BJP, remember, has taken this very, very seriously. They in fact took it up with the Election Commission as well. In itself, it's become a big poll issue.
Absolutely. In fact, a formal complaint being filed at the level of the CEO over here in Bangalore, in Karnataka, as well as, of course, at the level of the Election Commission of India in the national capital. The BJP is not going to leave any stone unturned to demand action against Mr. Kharge for the comments that he has made. Of course, the Congress has taken up the matter similarly of various BJP leaders. Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, though, in his clarification, while he had apologized, while he clarified saying that he was referring to BJP and its ideology, he had later apologized wholly for that comment. But clearly what we had seen in that particular video is that he has referred to Prime Minister Modi as a poisonous snake. Yes. Now this is something that clearly has been something which has given the BJP and the PM an opportunity to attack the Congress on, attack Mallikarjun Kharge on, and that appears to be really what's happening on ground. Whether they will be successful in actually converting that into some kind of sympathy remains to be seen, but the Prime Minister's presence here in Mysore, where he's holding a roadshow, in Bengaluru, where he held a roadshow yesterday evening as well, all of these areas is quite significant, because you know, people actually seeing him in the flesh, tens of thousands if not lakhs of party workers, supporters.
We've also been trying to get the voters' pulse this election season, and many of them of the opinion that this is not an issue that perhaps the voters of Karnataka want to vote on. But yes, we do see it play out in full swing, with the Prime Minister also coming out with a response. Brajesh Kallappa in the meanwhile joining us on the phone line. Mr. Kallappa, how do you look at the Prime Minister's retort to what Mallikarjun Kharge had stated a couple of days ago?
Recently, the president of the Bharatiya Janata Party in Karnataka, he said, don't talk about other issues, only talk about love jihad, right? And the Prime Minister's statement seems to be on the same lines, that don't talk about anything else, only talk about, you know, the 91 times I've been abused. I mean, which Prime Minister actually keeps track of how many times he has been abused? I mean, does the Prime Minister of India really have that kind of time? Though this like, he abused me the 72nd time. And another person, I think 63rd time he had abused me. I think it's pathetic, miserable. I think it's, totally sullies the image of the Prime Minister by making a statement that 91 times they've been abused. It, brings the Prime Minister's office so low that people will already flickering at the Prime Minister's office. I think first, that if Prime Minister has done any decent work in recent times, he should tell the people that I've done X, Y, Z. And this is going to help the Karnataka people. But obviously he has done nothing. Just like Mr. Katil is compelled to say that,
I mean, if you have the likes of Mallikarjun Kharge, who by the way holds the post of the Congress president, so in itself he's holding a key post in the Congress party as well, resort to this kind of personal jibes against the Prime Minister. And if the Prime Minister comes out with this kind of a witty retort, how would it be unfair, Mr. Kalappa?
No, I'm not saying Prime Minister, Mr. Kharge has made a good statement. Prime Minister has made a very witty statement. That's not the point. Point is, what have both of you done for the people of Karnataka? What has the Congress done for the people of Karnataka? What has the BJP done for the people of Karnataka? Talk about this and get out of the state. We don't want to, have the state sullied by all these comments. Do something for the people. That's what we are asking.
Okay, so you're instead speaking of how perhaps this is only leading to the political discourse stooping to a new low, and that's not what the voters want. That's what I began my statement with. They want discussions on, let's say, issues like corruption, which by the way have been raised by both the political parties as well. But this is nothing new. Brajesh Kalappa, we've seen several in the Congress resort to these kind of personal jibes. I'm afraid ones in the BJP as well. For example, the BJP MLA who in fact hit back at Sonia Gandhi by drawing a very, very vulgar comparison is also to be blamed as far as this entire controversy is concerned. But what you're essentially pointing out is that this is not the main mudda the voter wants to vote on.
No, the voters are not concerned about anything like this.
Thank you, Mr. Kalappa, for speaking to us. I believe we've lost that line with